Okay.
So, Matoda,
Yeah.
if you're going to,
Ushadile phela.
if window to shadile, if you're going to place your mother above your wife, I divorce amdas. Hlukana nomntana abantu, asithole enye indoda who will do right by her. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Welcome to Unlock with Tando Maumela, a podcast where positivity and open-mindedness are embraced. We are set to discuss various topics aiming to build, challenge mindsets and societal norms, question mediocrity and uplift spirits. If anything, expect a mind-blowing podcast hosted by your very own sister coach, aka Sheila Tando Kamaumela, the Kingdom Diva. Danko.
Sanbonani Molweni, you are back on episode 4 of Unlock with Utando Gamawumela. I am with legendary Maqhawe Khathide, and we are here to say, look, we are squashing traditional beefs between umakoti and the in-laws. Of course, check us out on YouTube, and also check us out Instagram, I'm Unlock with Tando. TikTok, I'm Unlock with Tando. Facebook, I'm Tando Sheila Maumela. It's the same person. Please follow us and tell other people to tell other people about us. Today, I'm bringing a controversial man to this space. And my reason is simple. He's bare in his approach to life and what it is to be a man. More than anything, a husband before everything else. When you've made that decision, you best know what you're doing. Welcome, Maqhawe.
Welcome. I don't know about being controversial. I'm the sweetest guy on earth, but I state things that the average person doesn't want to talk about or address. And thank you for inviting me. I mean, one thing I'm passionate about is I run a movement called Ezamadoda.
I wanted us to get to that because that's what's relevant for me.
Yeah.
That's my interest, Ngawe. That's why I decided, let me invite you because of the things that you post. Your content for me is what makes it intrigues me. It makes me think and it brings me that vigor to want to know more about what you're doing. Simply because, I mean, mental health is something that we as women speak about, but never men.
Couples don't speak about mental
health.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about something that's actively going on right now in my own household. It's difficult to dig up, what's bothering my husband, especially where business is concerned. Presses him, I can see, but how far do we go in order to help navigate around this issue and make it easy for him? I don't want to wake up one day,
yeah. I mean, there's loads of elements that we should look at. Number one, when a man's mental health is not in a good space, there's no sex.
Exactly.
Yeah. No. That's a given.
And I can't be starved.
No. You're married. We were promised that once you get married, you'll get sex in perpetuity. On fridges or on top of a Bible. But when our minds are locked or disturbed, we and another thing is because we have been taught that we are providers.
Yeah.
I don't mind providing, but there's some instances where I can't provide.
Yeah.
And to have that discussion with my wife is a difficult thing, not because she loves me less, but because social conditioning has taught a lot of women to say that if your man can't provide, they can't do certain things.
Okay.
If I can't provide, instead of eating chow mein and I've been given pap and tin fish. I love pap and tin fish.
Yeah.
But it must be cooked out of love, not because I'm not in a position to provide. And that thing affects us. You're constantly thinking, you're constantly overthinking. That's why it's easy for us to even cheat.
Okay.
Because in that moment, I need release as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're finding a bowel somewhere that gives you the comfort.
Yeah, and somebody who will not think of me as a provider.
I see.
To
so
them,
this is
become a
why
lover.
even mistresses would say, forget it. He'll never leave his wife for you. So they do know their positions.
Yeah, no, side chicks know their positions. This thing of saying, no, they know exactly what they're doing. But let's get back to the issue of Ezamadoda. So we have hard-hitting conversations with men.
Okay.
To say, guys, speak to. I hear people, speak to your psychologist, whatnot.
Well,
most of us can't afford 3,000
and
rand
we're not
an hour.
undermining their skill.
Yeah, no, we're not. But we can't afford 3,000 rand an hour. And the situation.
For medical aid doesn't afford. Are you aware?
What is medical aid?
Gonologo.
Yeah,
Insurance, whatever. I don't have one.
I don't have one. Yeah, I don't have one either. We are saying to men, your first point of call should be your wife. Sit with your wife and say, Mtuam. I tell my wife, Mangana mali. I sit with her and say, hey, Joe, atana chalet.
Same here. But ngayibona before you even get to any point. I mean, it's an open book. We know.
But the thing is, that conversation must
be
happen.
held, yeah. But it hurts him, yo.
Oh, no. Lalela. Me and my wife, we used to run
I even thought to go to Buvenda, mhlawumbe. You know how those people are raised, mas. Shumela hayan, shumela wonke umuntu. Guya shumela nje.
Yeah, look shumela le. No, but that's another serious discussion that deserves 4 hours, because I don't believe in this shumeling high nonsense.
That's what we are here
it's
about.
Trash. It's absolute trash. It's nonsense. First of all, I didn't choose to be born. When a mama no baba decided to have sex, and I was born.
Yeah.
And by the way, most children are not planned. Yeah. I mean, my first child I've got 3 kids. My first child, that one was planned. The other 2 are just, okay. Damn it. Like,
procreate is the word of God. Ukuthi zalanani nande.
No.
So, as a madoda, it touches on the subjects that are very sensitive in order for the men to be able to discuss these with their wives and everyone else that are concerning, or circling around their lives.
Yeah. So importantly is we are teaching men to open up to their wives first.
Amen to that. Wow. Nebona guys.
Yeah, no. I mean, if Nenkinga, the one person that knows you is your wife.
Yeah.
I always say to my wife, I don't care who says what. I know you more than you probably know yourself.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one that listens to you. I'm the one that watches you. I'm the one that sees you. And I'm the one that hears you.
But men have it a bit twisted where they think they are day ones. Their sisters and their moms they are day ones. Therefore, ngeke, they can't be discarded from the picture of them being married. Does not change that they have a relationship. They want for us to coexist, which I don't have a problem with, as long as it does not come at the cost of my emotions and at the cost of my financial well-being in the family, just to please in-laws. I mean, that's why we are here today. People are suffering for the fact that uMaqhawe wants to please abazali bakhe, a double story when we actually know finances at the moment, azivumi. But because once you say no, actually it's uthando that doesn't want. Our son yena, no, he wants.
Okay, so I don't particularly, like I said,
Mhlambe, let's take it back to what is marriage in your understanding.
Marriage.
And
I don't have
and let's asqaqe indaba ye living and cleaving.
I don't have a clue. Listen, I've this is my second marriage.
Yeah.
After my first marriage, I thought I knew what marriage is supposed to be.
Okay.
But now I don't. I'm in this constant journey of growth.
It's a constant journey. I want us to get to that.
We misunderstand marriage as the wedding is the completion of marriage.
No.
It's not even the start. The start is when you say to your wife, Futek.
Yay.
Yeah, the day
this is your card.
The day there's this conflict where you say to your wife, and like, why am I married to you? Where the honeymoon is over, the niceness, the endorphins, and all these.
Yeah.
Last pela corner,
The frills.
yeah, that's where marriage starts, where you have to make that commitment to live with the nonsense that's in front of you.
Ish.
Nine times out of 10, it's nonsense that
You're reminding
that
me
we
of
see.
a premarital counseling when IMaqhawe, where we were asked, I think it was second
Sorry,
session.
can I interject?
Yeah.
I object to this premarital counseling.
Why?
Because some of these pastors who offer this premarital counseling,
Yeah.
they have they have rubbish marriages as well. I have friends, and this is the truth. I have friends. I hope you watching this, guys. Don't hate me. I won't say your names, but I have friends who are pastors,
Okay.
who are living hell marriages, but they're experts in premarital counseling and whatnot. Now, what happens if you give me premarital counseling, and 6 months down the line, we're in a position of divorce?
You know, I don't think premarital counseling necessarily guarantees that you're going to stay emshadweni, ne? All I'm saying is I am in support of it because it has worked for me, and I will tell you why. When I met my husband, Vele Tinage, we didn't have the opportunity to know each other. Mijolo nani nani. He happened to be one person who says, "Ngicela ungishade," you know. And eventually, when I agreed, which I gave him the runaround, eventually when I agreed, my pastor was old and could be your dad's age, in fact, or older, right? He said, okay, fine, lobola and whatnot, let it be done, then I can meet this guy. You know, when we met, we had a discussion, it's an interview type of thing. He was divorced, married the second time, mfundisi, ne? Uti guye, tell me about your family. Then you share nje uti, we are 7 and I'm the last in my family, and yeah, my dad had, you know, another wife before, and then we had 2 other siblings, so we were raised maspelele about 10 or so endlini. And in this, uyabuza ke uthanda ukwazi ukuthi what's the background in terms of education and etc. Uyasho ukuthi hayi majority yababa esikolweni except the 2 that came nomama lokuqala, munye something chemical engineering, munye bekayiphoyisa now in something else, and then kulaba yena, because he comes before twins, the one twin still esikolweni, and yena he was doing his intern. I think he was just got permanent emsebenzini as a civil engineer, right? So uthi umfundisi, I worry about the fact that Ubuya, you know, it was clear. I worry about the fact that you come from one family as Tembu. It could rise ukhuluma nje about blessings and curses and some of the things that, you know, are projected to boys, like you said, Uguti. Both girls and boys get to learn what they see. And then 2, I worry about the non-education that is in your family, that seemingly is progressive. Izokusinda isinde nonkosikazi wakho. Just an alert. And then was the mover again, because he's older, was mover to a younger couple. What I enjoyed about the younger couple was that they were able to say, look, love is a decision. They were clear. When they asked us in one of the classes, look, premarital counseling, what is love? We came up with our own frills and don. And then they said, no, look, love is a decision. Echoing what you're saying, you decide to commit and tell yourself,
You'll be with
this person.
Yeah, with their nonsense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even when I got tempted with my challenges, you know, with the in-laws, anything else, never cheating, nothing else, except we were fighting for, look, you are not disciplining your family. You are not coming to a point where you are letting them know what we can and can't do, what we have and we don't have, regardless of what they see. What you ngiyageza, do you understand? So mangeza ngizithanda, it does not necessarily mean ukuthi there's affordability to extend to you. Allow me to grow in the marriage and process the fact that I understand and know Maqhawe, you come from a background enelek lapha nalapha. I'm not stupid as a wife. I know ukuthi khona izinto that we are supposed to attend to, and I will attend to them, but not under pressure. Whenever we visit ekhaya manje, and there's a fridge that's broken, suddenly we have to go to Game to buy 12,000 rand fridge that I did not know we have even 12,000 rand existing, but you are sitting there, umamami, you know what I mean? I can't leave them without a fridge. You've been sitting the entire time as a family, asiko aware until we get to vendor for a funeral, for example. People have been coming in and out, sisters-in-law, brothers-in-law. Why have they not been sorting out the fridge all along? Especially because they've got children sitting there. Their children are staying, no mamazal. You are supposed to be concerned with Shebo Samdana Kuslala.
Oh, no, banandaba.
So my question is, why is it a burden, such a burden to you as one man who is then carrying the burden with you? Remember, whatever that bothers you also would bother me.
So the big problem here is choice.
Exactly. So
Men, and so let me say something controversial.
yeah.
Men love their mothers unconditionally.
Amen.
And when it comes to you, it's got conditions.
Why? Yeah. Should it?
Let's take it back.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, and I have a reason why I was asking about premarital counseling.
Yeah.
Why is it not your mother-in-law's job to take you through premarital counseling?
Because
traditionally,
yeah,
I think that was what.
she's the matriarch. She receives me. She's
You
supposed to
understand?
take me through.
Yeah, that's my understanding. You are supposed to learn from them, from her, because she knows the culture, she knows the up and down in. But another thing, you as the wife, you are taking away her son.
Okay.
That's the thinking, yabo mama.
Yabo mama.
Yeah. To your father, the father is gaining umakoti.
Yeah.
But mama,
That's why they chilled most of the time.
mama, you're taking away my son. I'm the eldest at home. I do a lot for the family.
Yeah.
But it got to a point where there was an incident that happened, and I decided I'm gonna cut them off. I'm gonna take a break from my family, and that's what men can't do. Men can't take breaks from their family because of number one, abantu bazothini. You make him dollar. I'm the breadwinner. I've been doing this. At some point, even if it's a 5-year break. One of the questions somebody asked me was that, okay, since you've taken a break from your family, what's going to happen? What happens if your dad dies? Let him die. I will bury him.
My issue, you're doing a lot for your family. My question is, why in your doing a lot?
Because my siblings are useless. My siblings, they don't want to. No, honestly.
But you're also
they don't want to get jobs.
But you're also enabling
Zona. But that's why I took a break. That's why I took a break. I was like, jump off a lake. I'm tired. Because another thing, I can't be having discussions, about my family to my wife 70% of the time. And then Tina, it's only 10%. That is no.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? It's enough. It's a toxic existence. Once a man gets to a level where they admit to themselves and free themselves of the burden of the toxicity of their families.
You know what I said one time to my husband? No, he's an A type of thing. So I was saying, look, I love Evander. You must get me. I love the tranquility there. I love the peace, the beauty of the area.
Yeah, no, I used to. Yeah.
But for the life of me, and it's a discussion that I'm the eldest in my family as well. For the life of me, I was raised by a single parent who taught me, you can't be attached to things that you don't know what is velagupi. You know what I mean? Unless the person decides voluntarily to say, I'm giving. Do you understand? So Tiwa, he's an heir. He's the last thing in the family. And I said to him one day, technically you're the heir, but practically it can't be. What are you going to do? Like, are you expecting me to anything to you? I'd be chasing away abantu from a home, technically, that is belonging to my children when I need my peace. And it would seem like I'm one who does not want to share. But no, I come from a different school of thought where we are three. And I can tell you now, I've got my brothers and Vagamis in the streets, literally. He started at the age of 10, drugs and all, right? We tried everything that you can think of. So Kulumangaya another time. Then I've got the last who, had the privileges of having money to go to varsity and school and change courses as much as he wants. And as much as she was tough on me, when she was raising us. And I was able to say to my mom, look, I see the difference in how you're raising us and how lenient you are to my younger brother. And I'm telling you, Guti, this is going to be something that I'm going to have to live with. Do you understand? But in that, I'm married today. I'm able to set boundaries. Uguti, you can't ask from my husband ne pizza, mina, without me knowing. You can't think ukuthi a motor that's extra that's sitting there, it's yours simply because you're my sibling and you feel like it's available, therefore they need to give it to us. So my question is then, why enable? You guys are not teaching your siblings to fish. You're not teaching family to fish in order for them to be able to be comfortable in the space that they are, as much as they can be useless. Labantu, they're able to wake up and do something. Umuntu cannot visit home as a hambe nje 3 days. Abuye uthenge i2 kg ayidlile futhi yena angene nje ebhasini abuye nje ubuye kobona uma.
So let me take it back to my
they
situation.
Even take with them girlfriends. They even take with them angazi ngizothini.
So deep in this thing, insindiso. Insindiso is preparing us for heaven before it. But here on earth, we are enablers. So first of all, Christian parents, they will enable their children not to toil. We are taught in Christianity we should not toil. So
at whose cost?
No, wait, I'm coming to a point.
Okay.
We are taught, don't toil, right? And then we're also taught that love your neighbor as you love a friend.
Okay.
Yourself. Those are contradictory statements.
Okay.
So if my sister or brother or whoever doesn't want to toil and I must love them, that's an instruction, by the way. It's not a... it's an instruction.
You're not supposed to think about it.
Yeah. This toiling one is optional, but this is an instruction. So I must express that love. Whether whether I have bad feelings to my siblings, I must. The Bible instructs me.
Love them.
Yeah, love them. You understand? Now, the dichotomy here is in a family of 10, there'll always be the one who says, yeah, I don't want to do this, but I have to do this.
I'm the Joseph of the family, my husband says.
Yeah, but it gets to a point, and this is where the mental health element comes in.
Exactly.
We sit there and think about, ekhaya bathi kudingwa ini, and
why
then
not engage the rest of the siblings, guys? Good. We are 7, we are 8. Yeah, let's engage. I don't care whether you are able to bring in 200 rand.
Yeah,
I have in this season I am able to add 3,000 rand. It's okay. I'm able. Do you understand? But akungabu ukuthi you was riding on me. Akungabu ukuthi you are riding on me, and umama abe comfortable naye nje ukuthi abaholi lababanye. I've gotten that at some point. Abaholi lababanye. Uba no kholai.
No. That's why I say until husbands, your husband, me, and other men realize how toxic our families are. And they don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
But they put you in situations where you end up falling in love with that toxicity as well. It's bad, but you like it because you're the center of attention at the end of the day.
You're the center of attention.
And men can't detach from that.
Because you are a center of attention.
You are a mini god. You are a demigod. You're a demigod.
At the cost of your wife. At the cost of your children.
Hey, when?
Your wife comes uncomfortable, cow and...
Oh, yeah, me worse. My kids can't even go to see my parents because of my siblings. But one has to make...
Oh,
yeah, no, they're toxic.
Khathide.
Yeah, they're toxic. Let me tell you one incident.
Okay.
My younger brother even got one day said to my wife, "I'll F you up." We understand enabling. He's what, 40? I'm 43 now. He's 40. No. But no.
Strings.
My parents enabled him to think that he can say such words to my wife because I won't do anything. You understand? Now, if he can say that to my wife, what is he going to do to my kids? But then we men love, as mentioned, we love this thing ukuthi
Yokutotosa.
yeah no uMaqhawe and
Futhi wena bakunikeze the relevant name.
yes yeah God.
Bakunikeze the relevant
And
name.
I hear how my parents speak of me,
Yeah.
This hold me in high regard, and I realize that it's not because I've done anything special. It's because I support their toxicity and their enabling mentality. And then we sit there and sing choruses and pray and speak tongues. And hey, Joe, me keep your God. I got to a point I said to my as in keep your God. If this existence is what we call Christianity, hayi ngithatheni uNkulunkulu wenu ngizahlala nonkosikazi wami emkhukhwini. You know, me and my wife are so resolute that we will. I said ngami noma singasibhedela izinto, we'll build a shack, we'll plant vegetables there, we'll do this, because I made a vow with my heart that I will love you noma kuthiweni noma kwenzakala. And this is the thing, men have got let's start with mothers.
Okay.
Satan labo
Ah.
abo mama
Yazini umama yes.
yeah nami ngubaba. Abo mama especially babantwana abakhulile have got are so in love with their kids, their sons.
I mean, it
If
comes.
let me say something controversial. If they could sleep with them, they would. That's the level. No. I'm trying to show the level of
Intimacy that they
and
have
affection.
and affection.
You understand? You'd find umama endlini has not had sex with the father for 15 years, or even touched him, but he would kiss the son on the lips.
Yeah.
What nonsense is that?
Yo guys,
Balu bathi
I am on
shatile.
today's episode.
Shatile sindisiwe sithanda uJesu manyala mani lawo.
You know, Maqhawe, a friend of mine asked wathi yazi ngigcine sengibuza, umyeni wami ngithi kuye kahle kahle ushada usisi wakho, ushada umamakho, or ushade mina. And whose father are you? My children's dad? Your sister's children's dad? Mixed uncle? You understand? And your mom's husband, sort of. Because clearly la kunzima to put margins. And in African culture, we am too njalo. But she had come to a point ukuthi, you know what, I'm fed up. For me now, it's difficult to understand ukuthi, why am I the sacrificial lamb emshadweni in order for abantu ukuthi babe in jubilee, and it stops abomakoti from going home. It creates a tension unnecessary when people can actually coexist if they are reasonable in their approach to receiving umntana abantu ezumakoti.
No, but they can't. They can't. Black people are incapable of receiving umakoti. They can't. Even those who claim that the holiest of holies or the ones lalela, they cannot. And the problem stems from our culture.
But Maqhawe, we have those special ones that have good relationships with abomakoti babo.
One. Name me one.
Yo, you must watch my show. You'll see the very first episode.
Lalela, zizawujika izinto. Zizawujika izinto. I'm not cursing people. Zizawujika izinto. And no, but the thing is, umamezala can be fine.
Yeah.
But labo sathanyala laba abanye, the siblings of the husband will influence. I'm telling you.
I had a sister-in-law of the particular Mamazala no Makoti. And I think it comes from the teachings that Umama gives to the daughters, especially because of her own experience with Umam Josi, for example. She said, look, I have had the worst experience and I promised myself, Uguti, I will not be what my mom-in-law was to my Makotuam one day. And she happens to have one son and two girls. And because of how she is, Yena as a sister-in-law to her own brother's wives, she says to me, Tando, you can even call my sisters-in-law from my own maiden family. Ne? They will tell you they are queens in my presence. Do you understand? Because my mom taught me how to treat Do you understand? Abosisi bakho laba, they are no different. Wake up, cook, and do what you need to cook if at all there's anything to do. Do not expect Mtana Bantu to come in here and actually serve you. And she explained, and gave the history of why the term makoti, and how she has been resolute and liberal and also very gracious in how she approaches makoti wake. Telling you can swear they're friends when they're chilling there. You can swear they're friends. One of a kind, one in a million.
Yeah,
like
one in a million.
Umama country, yeah. I promise you.
So the problem started when apartheid. Let's go back there.
Yeah,
Because
she went there.
I don't know my grandfather
Okay.
from my paternal side. I don't know him.
Yeah.
My dad only met him, I think, twice or once. Okay. So he met his father today. 2 weeks later, he passed on or something.
Ooh.
So that raises the question: what did or what does or what? No, she's passed on now. What did my grandmother know about being umakoti wa Khathide? She knew nothing.
Yeah.
These people had 10 kids, and my dad is the last born, but he only saw his dad once. So there's no system that, as a woman or as a mother-in-law, you can say, okay, this is deficient in my life experience. I can refer to this. Even the people that were around, let's say my grandmother, didn't know what. And this is the damage that something like apartheid did to us. They wiped away the subtle nuances of us being a strong black nation. It was to weaken us. Now, Umamezala is the custodian.
Exactly. Hence, it's so difficult, the relationship.
Yeah. He's a custodian of culture ya Khathide. Kahle ithakazelo za Khathide angifanele ngizifunde through my dad.
Yeah.
My mom must know them. She must inculcate that.
Instill them, yeah.
Ngizas. But I no. And you know what? I'm a born again Christian, right?
Yeah.
But
Same here.
angizwane nonsense. One of the big problems is that our parents have detached themselves from important cultural practice in the name of Christ. Not even in the name of Christ, in the name of the church.
Okay.
When the church says, don't bro. My mother grew up in the era where women could not wear trousers.
Yeah.
No. They were very strict. You can't perm your hair. I remember, I'm sure a lot of Christians are
Assembles of God.
Yeah, no. Even some of them, they're still questioning why I got dreadlocks, in 2024. Christian. So our mothers were put in a position where they could not, and during those times, remember the gospel that was preached is, if you die now, you go to hell if you're not born again.
If you're not born again.
Listen, Jesus has been coming back for the last 2,000 years. Apostle Paul, his gospel was just so we are managing. 2,000 years. We're not saying he's not coming back, but they've been saying this for 2,000 years. Do you know how many generations are in 2,000 years? That's what they've been saying. So our mothers, maybe they did not get a chance to settle.
Okay.
Ebumameni, babo, and to accept abomakoti.
So, Maqhawe, then you must agree, Uguti, kulama premarital counseling and sessions, then ama in-laws need to be included, both Giti Nagabobab, be included in terms of servicing the idea, or rather addressing the idea of living and cleaving, without saying, look, understand, Uguti, there's a difference between abandoning and living and cleaving to your own wife. Remember, you are building a nuclear family. It's your own. And there are responsibilities and roles that you play as a husband, and there are responsibilities and roles that you play as a wife. Ephesians 5, for example, husbands love your wife. Do you understand? As Christ loves the church. And wives, submit to your own husband. But it's seemingly that subliminal now to that we are supposed to be submitting to certain other husbands without, and I would say this extends to the family. And this comes with not being able to say no to certain requests that come from, on the other side. And worse, if they never speak to you as umakoti, but address matters with you. And where now you are not having limitations where you're saying, whatever that you are telling me here, ngizoyidlulisa ngimtshele mina
No, but
uThando.
uktelela, and that's something that your husband must address. You know what I did with my family? I set them down.
Okay.
I said, this is my wife.
Amen.
I said, Baba, to my father, Khathide himself, I said, you have no right to ask my wife for a cup of tea. You must ask me, I will tell her.
Yo, I think you agree.
You can't say anything because I'm right.
Son.
Whose wife is she?
Yeah, yours.
My wife.
Yeah.
Who is she married to?
Maqhawe.
Me. She's married into the family, but she's married to me.
So now, for you to be able to not come across, or rather help Amachi to understand, for you not to come across as though you are nullifying culture and you are disrespectful, how do you then address this family? To understand, and you are not going to service your needs, through me or through her, at the cost of our family well-being.
Let me put it like this.
Yeah.
If you are still, I don't like weak men. Weak men.
But it takes time to man up.
No.
Not everyone.
Your husbands at work, they're the men. At work, in society, yibo maqhuzu.
Yeah.
No, they command.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abangena
But you prasbanban. You understand?
Yeah.
But when it comes to family matters, they are weak. Why? That needs to be addressed. I don't like weak men. Okay. Weak men put us in a lot of compromising positions. And I say weak with a lot of respect, because we go through a lot. But if you can stand up against somebody fires you from work unfairly, you take them to CCMA.
Yeah.
You stand up. They ask you there. Do you do
questions?
You stand up.
Yeah. Who fits in way?
Yeah. When they say let's go toi, you stand up. When
even
they say
unions.
Yeah, you stand up. You've got the balls. But when it comes to family, there's this, we shy away. As if if we cut off or take a break from a family, they will die. They won't die. They will exist. Why do we believe in God? Why do we believe the God of prosperity and not the God of fixing our rubbish mother-in-laws? I'm like, I've got the coolest mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Coolest.
But isn't it the usual most of the time? I know there are those, special cases where Kabo Makoti, they can be dramatic. But masculine.
Oh, no.
You guys are having the best.
No, the rest
most
of the family
time.
doesn't particularly like me. But my mother-in-law.
Why?
Better now.
But there's no special cases.
And so let me say something. Bandabatala, kuzegani. We are in this mess, this rut, because we don't want to be reprimanded. Number one, I always say to my wife, Mtwaka, haku khalmela. I'm not coming from a position of power. Or a position of belittling your existence. But kukhalmel because I care. Not love.
Yeah, well, my husband also says the same. This is why I'm able to embed, or rather bear my feelings to him, whether it's about his family or about anything, because I know that whether he likes it or not, he's able to reflect. He's a reasonable man in that sense. Reflect and be able to understand where I'm coming from. And it doesn't come from a sinister point, like you're saying. It always comes from a place of caring. But now all I'm saying is that with males not wanting their egos to be bruised, and that why is it that they're struggling to set boundaries, healthy boundaries between themselves and their families, including protecting their own wives from the snare of of the fowler, so to speak, and the fowler would have been the very families that we get into.
Yeah, but the problem is the social construct is that it's not easy for us. It's not unless if you get to a point where you want to do something drastic. You understand? Mina ngikhathele ifamily yami. I love them. I love them, and but I'm tired. I'm tired. We will visit them
And
here
you know what,
and there.
Makawe, let me tell you, they understand.
Yeah.
They understand. Yabona, one thing about family
can I
that
say
they
this?
do know.
Can I say this?
Ubona lapho ukuthi mawukhathele,
Yeah.
you realize ukuthi kahle kahle they've been knowing what they've been pushing.
Yeah.
Bakhathele.
No.
When ukhathele, and they understand. In the season, they understand.
So let me
So
let me say
please do
this.
apply grace now.
I know. So husbands out there, if you are still dithering about a lot of things, don't get married. Not the husbands, men out there. If you are unsure how you are going to handle your family once you're married, don't get married until you get to a point where you are ready. A lot of men, and it's going to be controversial as well, a lot of men didn't want to get married.
So
We were forced. We impregnated. Even as Christians, don't act like it doesn't happen.
it does. No, it does.
Yeah, no.
Leo.
Ibile lona bazalwane ke lona le West Country. Ba moruta ra sala umnyala. And you are not in love with.
But my pastor was different, eh? I don't want to lie. He's late and may his soul rest in peace. Dr. David Tebehadi was totally different. He was able to actually say, Ogoti, do not marry her because you impregnated her. He was against it.
Yeah, but
he'd even say,
it's
look,
also a family decision.
he'd even say, look, stay, co-parent and be available and be present and give yourself a year, like a year after a child has been born and see, Uguti, nisame lapho noma. Do you understand? And he came across as a person who's very evil when he says that. He was a very sober man.
Yeah.
He was a very sober man. For me, I commend him, even in his passing. Uguti, he was able to say, you are young, yes, benenzani, you understand, like any other father. But he would not say, mshade, because ummitisile. That was not him.
Yeah. You're like, but the majority of people, they get the black
and
plate off.
bevele nje imangaze all the time. Abazali bakwade ubona ukuthi hey kuyavutha nasenkonzweni thola ukuthi kwesinye isikhathi asisazwani manje akusashayisani between umama kaSibanibani. You know how family churches are. Mama kaSibanibani mama kaSibanibani because umfundisi, it seems like we are favor. But with those that actually waited and got married when the child was like 3 years or so, you see the difference even years later. Actually, they were able to make a decision based on solid grounds.
Yeah.
Do you understand? They found themselves and they understood whatever sin, they understood whatever mistakes they made, and they did decisions on solid ground, not influenced
No, I understand that, but let's reach a consensus, me and you.
Okay.
A lot of men married because
Moshil.
yeah, you damaged our kid.
Really?
Yeah, as if the guy was, there were not two people having sex, as if you understand. That's a discussion for another day. This, you are liable. We have,
But
a baby came. So why must I be stuck with this person for the rest of my life? It's a huge problem. It's a huge problem. Now, chances are, people sleep around.
Ish.
People, abazalwane, let me say this. Lava seMaqhawe, mina bengisile, Maqhaweni.
Maqhawe mara,
bosista
why ngikumemile?
No,
Aski sister uqede uMaqhawe. Nangu la. Hold him accountable.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but
yeah, so luckily azange benomntwana, but bakhona babe nabantwana.
But in those behaviors, Maqhawe, we are creating a society that brings in norms that are saying it's okay to have children. Yabona later, it's another discussion which is on the same platform that I'm going to talk about. It's
okay, children where?
Get expand nje, and children at the end of the day, majority of us ladies end up raising these children alone.
then
Because most of uba committed in a relationship, or rather emshadweni with whomever that you choose.
don't have unprotected sex.
Yeah, but it is well.
No, listen. Don't have unprotected sex. Even with your husband.
Ebana.
Yeah, if you don't want a child, don't have unprotected sex.
Hey, Maqhawe, guys.
No, because like this whole liability, you did this. No, man. Yeah, don't have unprotected sex.
Yeah.
Tell your husband, wear a condom. If I want to prevent, it's fine. It's your body. It's just, I know the complications that come with contraception. Tell your husband, wear a condom. There's no harm. But then it raises another discussion. Why if I need to a condom? Men's egos are a problem out there, guys. But Mamezala.
Yeah, Mamezala.
So I have
our sister-in-law bona.
Sister-in-law.
Because our sister-in-law phela umama bolo. So whatever mommy agrees with, whatever mommy goes with, most of the time it's what sisters-in-law apply.
Yeah, my wife doesn't need to have a relationship with my sister. Well, she's got a very good relationship with one of my sisters.
Okay.
I mean, on my way here, they were on the phone for like an hour, which I appreciate. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I appreciate that outlet for her.
Okay.
Because mangim tinile.
Yeah.
Sometimes, she can say,
yeah.
So. And she knows that my sister won't defend Ugusagwam.
Isn't it lovely?
Yeah. My sister, I know, won't defend Ugusagwam. You understand? And we've got that type of relationship as a collective. So her husband, me, my wife, and yeah. So,
but when there's conflicts, Maqhawe, would you suggest that as a couple you go to an external outlet, or would you prefer the whole mangne issue tell abantu bagabo? How do I do it when I don't have a solid relationship? Guinea. You know how they say Maqhawe if neginga come jelo gabo tando, tando moniginga jela gabo Maqhawe. How do I do it when the outlet has not been one that is so
you have a choice. You have a choice. You have a choice. And I always say to my wife, let's talk.
Especially when shugui baban bagini food.
Yeah. So I say to my wife, let's talk as a couple first.
Okay.
And we try and reach some conclusion or outcome.
Yeah.
As a couple. I'll tell you why. Ultimately, the kids are watching. And they're listening. I mean, my kids are still young. But, they pick up things.
They do.
Subconscious embedment of stuff. So we try and contain, and in a way we're helping build each other. I mean, if I have a fight with my wife, I don't phone my parents. Okay. I don't phone my sister. I don't phone anyone. I sit there, calm down.
Okay. When
the time is ready, I go to my wife and say, wife of mine, even if she's wrong, how I reacted to you,
you are one of a kind,
or what you've done was not appropriate. I'm your husband.
And I'm not happy.
I must do better.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I'm not happy. No. First, I
acknowledge.
I cleanse myself. I release. I'm your husband. Irrespective of what you do, I must speak to you like I'm your husband. Let's ask up.
With love.
With love and honor. Okay. A lot of men don't honor their wives anymore.
Respect.
No, not respect. Honor. You put her not necessarily in a pedestal, but you put her in a place that high regard.
Value, the worth.
Yeah, value. Yeah. And that's a scapegoat for us because a lot of women are going around saying, oh no, I understand my worth. Yeah, fine. But the worth that you get when your husband holds you in that special place, that special, you know, kind of existence, you know, and that's what I try and imprint in my wife all the time.
Amen.
I've never asked my wife for food.
Why?
I've never asked my wife for coffee. We've been together 7 years. I've never asked Msadin kids coffee. Every time I wake up, I make myself coffee. I make a cup of tea, a slice of lemon.
When's the lion?
Even if she's sleeping.
Isn't she just? Hi.
No, but the thing is, I know that I can't take her to the Bahamas.
Okay.
But the little things that make her feel special.
Okay.
You know, Nomas Kwatelen, I'll make her begrudgingly that cup of tea because I'm her husband.
Amen.
You know, there's certain things that we don't understand about husband and wife. You know, and maybe because we are of this idea that we still have we don't have time. You know, married couples think no forever we
don't have time.
So many things can happen.
I've learned that through so many things that have happened around us and in life in general. And this is why I appreciate time more than anything. Even this time I do appreciate because it's not anything that can happen at any. It's recorded. It's something that will be on the internet for years, but it's not anything that can be repeated. Do you understand?
Yeah.
In the same manner and vigor that we've just had. So, Ngempela, I do agree that there's no time.
So, in doing those things, you say to your wife without saying it verbally. You're saying to your wife, "Listen, I honor you," and we've forgotten that. You
mean the world to me, literally.
We are so focused on the external, you know, money, how. We are so focused on. Let's. I said to my wife, "You don't have to work.
Oh,
work because you want to."
Yeah, in order for you to be able to assist, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so my wife was pregnant for 4 years of her life. So my son is 6, 5. This one is he's hitting 4. So that intense period, I'll forever honor her, even if she divorces me.
Yeah, we also had a similar.
Yeah, even if we split up for some reason. Satan, stop that in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
No,
Celebrate.
Even if something like that happens, but I will forever honor her. And
for the sacrifice
Mamela,
she made.
Mamela.
I hear you.
Yeah. So
something that your mom could have never done for you. It's impossible. Mama kute iwanu wako.
Yeah.
And your wife is your feud.
Yeah. No.
Can that be clear?
No. The wife, my wife is the family's future. And that's yes.
Can we get that right?
Mothers-in-law, your chapter ends. Their chapter, it ends, and at some point they must acknowledge that there needs to be a continuum of the family lineage, culture, tradition, and without the wife. Cannot happen.
Yeah.
It cannot happen. You can write history down, right? But you can't practice history.
Yeah.
You can't practice culture. You can write culture down. La kwa makubane, senza 1, 2, 3, 3, but you cannot practice it. You know.
There's certain elements that need to be acknowledged in order for the practice to happen.
Yeah. So once. And this is where men need to make families understand that, listen here, mama, ngiyakuthanda. Kodwa, uthando lwami, angeke, noma ungayenzani, angeke lufane nalolu.
Miguel.
Yeah. Angeke. Because we have, and we hate to see our parents suffer.
Yeah.
But
Of
at some
course.
point, you just need to say, as a man, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a break.
For my mom and dad.
No, everybody.
And everybody.
Everybody, Almal, just say, you know what? I'm gonna take a break. I don't love them less. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, by doing this, I love them more because I've been enabling them.
Yeah. Been feeding habits, feeding.
You know.
Yonke into nje that exists within them.
So you'd buy groceries for parents. Brother takes it. Takes something, goes sells it.
Lalela,
Are you taking
freely.
beer?
Akusemnandi.
Are you taking beer?
Freely.
And you, because you're a Christian, you're supposed to forgive. You're supposed to, I know, in take a break. Take a break. We don't have the same way from a Christ point of view, forgiveness is not perpetual. It's not if he chooses to. Whether it does is another thing. But even us, it gets to a point where you are depleted.
Okay.
You are depleted. Even in marriage, you should not put yourself in situations where you are dishing forgiveness. Because you're pela.
It's such a daunting process, though, because for me, forgiveness takes it's a process because then you have to internalize it first, because then you want to reflect on what was my role in the whole tension, if there is. Do you understand? Then reflect on who did what, and and obviously questions come. When will it end? Will it ever even end? And yeah, you come to a point where you say, look, I end it here. I mean, I've got a time where I actually stopped going home or going event for like 3.5 years. And I was like, you know what? I choose me now. I choose me. Yeah, do you understand? Obviously, without them saying much vocally, I knew they did have their own thoughts and process which Wayanga says and whatnot. And I think in the third year, when they realized I seriously lento, then by Buza, he says, but you can't coexist in the same space.
No, it's wrong. It's wrong. So the discussion should be, sicela umakoti wethu. Angithi umakoti wapha. Sicela umakoti wethu ezela or bona beze bazobuza ukuthi
why are you not coming home anymore?
Umakoti wapha ngithi.
Exactly. So isn't it fana nalezo nje when amaqhawe that you'd realize ukuthi yazini lana if you don't get to a point where you stop it yourself, no one will on your behalf. Remember ukuthi uzela when you're foreign, you're a commoner. Wes mina ngumkhada ke. But without coming in wanting to say I come from a certain culture, whatnot. It's a generic thing. Sometimes even those who are married interculturally in day one, they still feel the same way, as Abomako Duguti. There's just unfairness and injustice that goes on between Mamazala and sisters-in-law and siblings in general, because even boys get to a point Duguti, that you wonder, but do you realize you are grown? You are supposed to be actually building your own legacy as well, with the same surname, by the way. It's Katsahamba, But okay, briefly, in conclusion, I want you to give the male figure. You've already told them, men, if you're not ready to face certain demons, you can't get married. But now we're talking about the ones who are in the covenant of marriage, who are sticking there, and it seems like they are choosing between their families and their families. Who's who in the zoo? So our Pinji advise Muntu when an immediate family, you've got a nuclear family, and there is no choosing here. But at the end of the day, you need to understand Uguti.
But there is choosing.
Okay.
So Matota.
Yeah.
If you're going to if window to Shatile, if you're going to place your mother above your wife, I divorce amdas. Hlukana no mntana abantu asithole enye indoda who will do right by her. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Number one, I mentioned it. You must understand the continuum of the legacy. Your mother's time is gone.
Yeah.
She's gone.
Long gone. And then I use umakoti la.
Yeah, in her 70s. And ukusa logo. Ukusa. Where you know ukuthi nawe uze umakoti la, and you make things difficult for umakoti.
And now chances are, as sister-in-law, you're going to umakoti somewhere.
Yeah, you understand. So, yeah, it's said that our mothers and this will resonate. Instead of facing such problems as mothers-in-law, they would choose to pray. Instead of saying to Makoti, Makoti, I've wronged you. I'm a prophet.
Yeah.
Oh no, they choose to pray. They choose to pray instead of saying, and these parents, they know that they are wronging umakoti wabo.
Kodwa bakwenzelani lokho? What joy does it get you? Then 10 years down the line, kunzima for you to connect.
You are the one. You are taking away their son. You are doing dirty things with their son. You are giving your son blowjob.
But it's what excites the son.
Ungcolile. Uletha amanyala kulendlu nye phana abantwana khona babe kanjani.
But it's what
Bakhona
excites the son.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I bring out the boobies in the son.
No, but you see, to them, it does not compute that it goes beyond procreation. It's pleasure as well. You bring pleasure. They don't like that you are the one that's giving them the pleasure. That's why I say a lot of mothers, if they could, they would sleep with their sons.
Okay. One word for ma, and one word for sister-in-law, one word for brother.
One word for ma. Bo mama. Abu makoti. They're not there to take your title, but they're there to say, no, let me rephrase that. They're saying, Abu Makoti are there to help build this community that's already in existence, because now it's Umakoti, number one. So honor them. Sisters-in-law, nisile, as if Nina, you won't go to other families and expect to be treated like angels and do nisile, change your ways. And stop influencing the mothers-in-law. We are watching you. Sanbona, but Takashanindin. Lastly, Matoda. I would say talk, clear your head, but your first point of reference or your first point of call is your wife. You are married to her for a reason. Khuluma naye. If unenkinga with handling indaba, supporting a kaya, whatnot. If you can't come up with solutions, speak to your wife and say, my wife, this is the problem. How do you sort it out? By virtue of her being your wife, she will advise you correctly. I can guarantee you. Marati, she's right. She's a wife. You married her, not us. So stand your ground. Like I said, in as much as I hate weak men, I hate weak women. Make resolute decisions that will empower you. Whether you are right, whether you are wrong, as long as that decision, you can both stand by as a couple.
There you have it, uMaqhawe Khathide on Unlock with Thando Kamawemela. We are squashing traditional beefs between the in-laws and umakoti. Thank you to those who have subscribed, and thank you to those who are still going to subscribe. Please like, share, and spread the news. This episode is going to be epic. I'm telling you, we're bringing drama unleashed. Sebonga.